1, 2, 3.
Do I look good?
You gotta zoom in. Honestly, you look like your dad. Like, I could do this.
Honestly, if you were a dude, I'd bag you.
We're done.
We're done.
The banter
is over.
cut off.
Is over.
Over and out.
Over and out.
Over and out. Over and out. Over and out. Over and
Hi!
Hey!
Hello! Welcome back to Samahla Says,
Where we say a lot of things. I'm Sam.
I'm Ala.
And today,
We say
we're burnt out.
burnt out.
And we need to talk about it. We kind of wanted this to be a follow-up to the 2019 resolutions goal setting video that we posted a few videos ago. We kind of came into a little fork in the road, a little bump a few weeks ago where we were both really stressed out for various reasons and we couldn't meet up to record. So I guess we kind of wanted to be a little open about why we were going through that, and to also showcase to you all how we were able to communicate that to each other, support each other, and be able to get back on board and record a nice video for you all today.
Yeah. All right, let's zone into what happened a few weeks ago.
So I was the first one to break. Recently, I started a new job, and a few weeks ago, and so a few weeks ago, I was in the process of preparing for the new job and kind of closing things out at my last job, and I was pretty stressed out, and I was kind of pulling like later days at work just to kind of make all of my ends meet at the last job before I moved forward. Our schedules weren't aligning, and then on top of me being so busy at work, I was like, the only option that we had was essentially to meet on a Friday morning where I would still have to go to work after. I came home Thursday night and I was like, I can't do this.
And Samantha's like the kind of person, when she commits to doing something, she doesn't pull back.
I'm very stubborn.
She's very stubborn about, which is really good about, and I admire that about you.
Thanks.
You really value like your commitments. She doesn't like to pull back, and if she has to change it, it has to be for like a specific reason. So I knew when Samantha sent me that message that she wasn't maybe okay, because I know her and I know she doesn't just pull back for like simple reasons.
That was a moment a few weeks ago where I realized that I wasn't taking enough care of myself. If I'm not okay, if we're not okay as individuals, how can we expect to come together and be and put on this space for you all? We kind of had this conversation Thursday night. Luckily, I was very understanding and considerate and accommodating. And so we said, okay, we can't meet Friday morning. Ala was working that following weekend. The next opportunity we had was like a Tuesday afternoon after work. As long as I was able to get out early from work, we were gonna meet on this Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah.
And then that kind of goes into what Ala, why Ala started having her burnout. So take it away, ma'am.
I think like for me, it started like, and usually with burnout, it just builds up, right? You're like, oh, okay, this is happening, but I can put it in my schedule. That's fine. The times that I've had to pull back, it's because things have built up and it doesn't seem like there's any time anywhere to breathe. So there's all these things going on at work that was kind of aligning in that week that required more of my time at the hospital. And then there were friendship commitments, and there were friends going through things that I wanted to be there for them. So like maybe if it means like a phone call, that would take an hour of my sleep or something like that. And so that obviously like triggers like me not sleeping, me being irritable. I've noticed I get irritable when I'm tired. And that day on Tuesday morning, because I was at the hospital texting you, and I knew we were supposed to meet about 2:30, and then I still had a social commitment at 6 o'clock. I didn't want to break it, and then I was going to California the next day for a friend's wedding, so I still had to prepare for the wedding. And so all that was happening. I remember being there, and I texted you like, I'm super like cranky and irritable, like I'm just so not myself. And when I get like that, it's probably because I didn't sleep enough. I felt sluggish. I felt like I wasn't drinking enough water. Like I just wasn't doing anything right. So I was like, I can't do this. And then I communicated with Samantha. Samantha was super cool. I had your laptop, so I still had to come over anyway. But I didn't mind coming to Samantha to drop off something and leave. I just didn't want to sit and record a video.
I mean, obviously we have a friendship where we're flexible with each other, but knowing that I had just had a day that I needed a break from doing this and you were so understanding, for you a few days later to have that same, you know, situation, it's like, okay, she helped me and she supported me. Like, there's no reason why I can't support her. You know what I'm saying? So
Aww.
you get what you give, lady.
That's
you
true.
get what you give.
That's true.
So let's talk a little bit about how we were able to get through our little bumps. Communicating is going to be the best way to hopefully get your needs met when you're going through some sort of mental health burnout. Just communicating to those closest to you that you're just going through a little bit of a rough time, that you need a break in some way, that maybe you can't follow through on a commitment that you had set out to do. So the way I like to do that is just like, I like to use I statements and just kind of let that person know, like, hey, this is where I'm at right now. Like, I am feeling tired. I am really want to take a nap.
Yeah.
I can't wake up in the morning to go do this thing that I know I said I was going to do because of X, Y, and Z that's happening in my life right now.
Yeah.
Also recognizing that, like, I'm understanding that if I'm saying I can't do this today, I know that's going to impact your schedule, and that's going to have it could have a negative impact on you. It could inconvenience you in some way. So like taking accountability for the fact that if I make this decision right now to pull out of this commitment, I know it's going to like potentially hurt you in some way or just like impact you in some way. If I'm going through some stressful period, I'll be like, look, this is where I'm at. Because I feel like this, that means that I can't follow through on this. I'm sorry if me not being able to follow through on this impacts your schedule. Yeah, inconveniences you in any way, but I hope you can understand kind of where I'm at.
And so just on the receiving end, we just want to talk a little bit about what people on the other side could do to help alleviate the stress of that person who is, you know, saying like, this is how I feel, this is what I'm doing. One, obviously support the person and just let them know, reassure them that it's fine. Secondly, is just being flexible with them and being like, okay, well, now that you've like comforted them and understanding that this is fine, this is okay. Second thing is, okay, what are we gonna do now, right? So just being solution focused, solution oriented towards what's the next step that we're gonna do.
So the last thing that we wanted to address in this video is, I guess, some tips that we'll continue using to hopefully prevent burnout, or what to do when, if and when you do experience like a stressful period that is causing you to feel a little bit more burnt out. So as it pertains to us and our friendship and kind of this commitment that we have with putting this YouTube channel together, we are both committed to continuing to communicate our needs to each other when we're feeling stressed out or when we're feeling like we're not at our best, to like put our best face forward on camera and record together. We're also committed to continuing to stay open-minded to one another and just putting ourselves in the other person's shoes and understanding, like, when Allah's going through a really stressful week or when I'm going through a really stressful week, just like understanding, like, you know, we don't plan those things out. You know, sometimes it just, like you said, it kind of just piles up and you don't realize it until it kind of has a breaking point. But if it ever has a breaking point that interferes with this commitment, then just continuing to just let each other know. But we hope this is a little helpful, and I hope it gives you some insight that, like, no matter what obligation you have in your life or what commitment you have in your life, like, you're gonna have bad days, like, you're gonna have days where you're just not up for it. And we wanted to let you know that with this YouTube thing, like, yeah, we've had a couple of those days, and we wanted to be honest with you that was going on, but also tell you that, like, we're not letting that discourage us from continuing to move forward with it, and, you know, we're still on track.
It's something I personally feel moving forward with this experience of doing this YouTube thing is, like, you know, historically I have been really bad at just making sure that I'm taking care of myself, and I think this YouTube channel is gonna help keep us in check, to make
hold
sure
us accountable.
I just feel like I do a lot sometimes and I don't pay myself back by like doing the things to take care of myself. And that's something we could talk about maybe in a different video, about like how we should take care of ourselves personally. But it reminded me, like, if I'm gonna take on a new commitment, I need to make sure that I'm taking care of myself, you know?
Life is a balance of taking care of those around you, supporting those around you, while also supporting yourself. So that's what we have today for this video. We hope that you enjoyed us taking you a little bit behind the scenes as to, like, what it takes to make this happen. Let us know if you enjoyed us talking a little bit more about, like, mental health and burnout. And we kind of talked earlier that we want to make a separate video about, like, self-care and how to take care of ourselves when we're feeling that way. So there will be a part 2 in the future. We'll continue doing these little check-ins throughout 2019 to make sure that we're staying consistent. But in terms of, I think in order to be consistent, you have to be honest.
Absolutely.
About where you're at.
You know
so
what?
this is us being honest with you today about where we were at, but today we're here with you, and we're loving it.
We are very happy. So if you liked what you just saw, make sure to share this video, like this video, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. We love your support. So we'll see you next time at Samahla Says,
where we say a lot of things.
Bye.
Bye.
Salam.
Peace.
Take care. Hair flip. Here, one more. Wait, hold on. I gotta wait. Hold on.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.